Hey, everybody, and welcome on in to the Oilers Roundup with manager Benji Medure. It's that time. The 2024 regular season is here as the Huntington Beach Oilers get set for their first game of the 2024 season against the Notre Dame Knights out of Sherman Oaks. We'll get into the game in a little bit because we talked about here during Media Day, Picture Day. It's a little bit of a redemption, back to the scene of the crime type game because it is for the PBR tournament. That was supposed to be a great park, but Mother Nature decided to have a nice little rainfall, and it's going to get moved to J. Sarah. So what a game it's going to be. But first and foremost, how was the offseason? And welcome to 2024.
Yeah, well, good to have you back.
Thank you.
And I got to see you at football games, which I was listening to your football calls, man. Like you're 10 times better than Tony Romo. I was fired up in the playoff game. You had me like on the edge of my seat. It's a great offseason. I thought we've done some good things. We have, we've done things that we haven't done. We're trying to cure that slow start disease that we've had for the last couple of years, and I think we're making strides towards that. I'm really excited about my team. We graduated some great seniors and some great leaders last year. But the guys coming back, the senior staff that we have, the junior class is super strong. And we got some talented freshmen too, so it's pretty exciting around here.
And this is something that you, as I believe this is year 24.
24.
For you, lucky number 24 in 2024, and you've seen senior classes come and go.
Yep.
So every year you get a new crop of kids that are going to be the new leaders of this team.
Yep.
Who has really shined out to you so far? And I know this program has run so well that I feel you can pick anybody out of a hat and they have that same mentality, practice, day of the game, and just in that preparation phase. Right. So who out here right now starting this new crop for the year that's right out there for the picking?
Well, we'll start with our captains. Obviously, Nathan DeSevis and Tony Martinez and Braden Cheek are the seniors that stand out. Obviously, they were selected by their teammates and their peers to be the captains of the team, and they really have taken to that. They understand how the culture is. They understand how important it is about teamwork and the importance of team here at Huntington. Obviously, it's written everywhere. But the importance of loving each other and being good to each other and treating each other with respect and humility, and they're taking to that, along with some juniors that are really talented that are going to lead us. John Petrie, Trent Grinlinger, the list goes on. Like, we have a bunch of guys who are willing to step up and be the guys, but be the guys on and off the field. And I really I'm looking forward to seeing how well they lead us through this season, because it's going to be tough. And like you said, Sherman Oaks, Notre Dame right out of the gates. I'm sick of them, to be honest with you. Like, we lost to them in the semis in 22, and then we lost to them last year in this. I thought we were playing a really good game, and the wheels fell off the wagon in the championship game of the Boris. But they're coached very well. They have some talented arms, and they have some good returning players that are coming back. So it's going to be a good one to start the season.
Absolutely, and let's get into that game. I got so many questions for you because you're always a wealth of knowledge that I love to soak up every time I'm here at Huntington Beach, or if we're on the road. We got to love it.
Appreciate it.
But like you talked about, 2 consecutive years, you've seen Notre Dame, and it didn't go your way. Right. The wheels fell off last year after a 5-0 lead. I'm not going to try to rewrite history here because
starting to hurt.
I'm not starting on a good manner here. But third time hopefully is the charm. And again, back to the scene of the crime with the PBR being switched for just the first game to J. Sarah due to the rain.
Right.
Except you guys are going to be the road team. Notre Dame is going to be the home team. So I don't know if changing dugouts might have anything to do, but what is a way, again, they're different just like you guys are different, but what is one way, no matter what the foundations of both programs, how do you go out and beat one of the best teams here in Southern California?
Well, to start the year, I think there's going to be nerves. There's obviously going to be the excitement of putting on the uniform for the first time and facing competition where it matters, where it's going to go into the standings. And I think the team that's going to play the loosest, play mistake-free baseball is going to win. Now, I think if we play tight, I think if we play to not lose, and there's a big difference between playing to win and playing not to lose. And we need to play to win. We need to be aggressive. We know that their pitching staff is highly touted and for good reason. But they still got to throw the ball over the plate, and they still got to throw strikes. And we can swing and hit, but we got to be in rhythm with their pitchers, and we have to fight, and we have to scrap, and we have to play great defense. We have to throw the ball in the zone. But really, I think it's going to come down to nerves, like who is going to crack under the pressure of the first game. And I think the way we've been playing in the fall and how loose our team is and just how they go about their business, I like our chances. So I know Coach Dill does a great job over there, but, we're not going to back down from anybody. I mean, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and I think this is a good test.
And it's a good forward-thinking motion on that one because Notre Dame first up, you got the PBR tournament, so that's the first of 4 games. But then later in the season, we get the Boris Classic in the first week of April.
Right.
And then going back to fight for the title in North Carolina.
Yep.
Then 2023 NHSI champions looking to make it 2024 back-to-back. Talk to me about how you put this schedule together. And, we already know the Sunset League is always a great league to play in.
Right.
Fountain Valley, Los Alamitos, Edison back into the Surf League this year, which is awesome to have that crosstown rivalry.
Yes.
Incorporating those 3 tournaments into the season, how does that ramp up the level of play? And like you say all the time, there's no day to rest. You have to go out there and fight each and every game because, no game is taken for granted at this point in this schedule.
Yeah, we're masochists, obviously. We had Coach Brinkson, our pitching coach, is always mad at me after I send him the schedule. Like, are you serious with this? The PBR, just to start the year, is insanely good. The teams in California that Les Lucas and the staff at PBR put together is incredible. The Boris with BK and Jerry that put together a phenomenal field, and obviously North Carolina is North Carolina is the best of the best. It really makes you. It really tests who you are. It tests who you are as a team, a complete team. It's not just one day. You could have one guy go out there. Like, you need to compete every single day. And so with this schedule, it really prepares us for when the ultimate goal is to win CIF.
Yeah.
The ultimate goal is to win the last game of the season, and win that championship. And there's no better way to prepare for that than the schedule. And so I don't care if we're 13 and 15 at the end of the year. If we get a chance to play in the playoffs, then anything can happen. And if we're going through the season the way we're going to, and we learn from our losses and we battle tough, then I like our chances to win what ultimately everybody wants to win at the end. And so that's why we do it. Like, there's no cupcakes on our schedule. And even we play a team from Texas, Marcus, Coach Sherman over there does a great job. And then we play Olu as one of our just pickup games. So, it's kind of a joke how we do it. But I think when you say, hey, you got one of the toughest schedules in America, we're not lying. And we're proud of that.
For you as a manager, again, this is going to be your 24th season as we get ready to go on Saturday.
Right.
Is there any different mindset that you have as a coach that you say, okay, this year as a coach, I want to accomplish this? And maybe outside of the wins and losses and championships or anything else,
right?
Anything for you personally as a coach and as a leader of these young men that you want to accomplish? Do you have a checklist each and every year?
I think it's different every year, and I think it's just me evolving as a person, me evolving as a dad, me evolving as a husband. I try to be the best I could possibly be in that area of my life, and I think that affects how I coach these boys. I have more knowledge. I have more little tidbits that I'm learning about myself as a father and as a husband, and I'm trying to give them, all the information that I can. So to answer your question, my goal this year is to handle wins and losses better, not to be so up and down, not to be so emotional about a loss and then so forgiving of a win. I just kind of want to just go day by day and just be the best version of myself and try to get them to be the best versions of themselves as we go through the season. And I think at the end, when we're all done, we can be proud of what we accomplished. And I think we did that last year. We started 2-6 and it was a grind. And then we went on this win streak, but it's just the up and down of the season. I thought our emotional state was pretty good. I mean, obviously they're teenagers and they're teenagers and
things happen.
Right, exactly. There's nothing predictable about the teenage mind, but I thought we handled everything really well. And I thought we really loved each other last year. And with that even keel mentality and just to be good to each other and to not get overly emotional about the adversity that we're going to face, because we're going to face it, and that's what baseball is. That's what life is. How are we going to handle it? So I think my goal is to handle the situations as well as I possibly can to give them a good foundation and a good example to follow.
as we sit here wrapping up this interview here in the third base dugout here at Huntington Beach High School, I look down to my left, and on the steps we have three phrases, and it's the same phrase just repeated 3 times. It's the team. The team, the team. You talk about it all the time, and you've talked about it throughout. It just keeping this team together and recognizing their talents and putting that development together, because this program has had such an amazing trend of getting to the next level. Division I, even if it's junior college, getting into the pros. We just saw last year Ralphie Velasquez getting drafted in the first round by the Cleveland Guardians, which I know for you, that's not the first time someone's been drafted, but don't tell me you're not watching the TV or somewhere and you're like, that's amazing.
It is amazing, and it has nothing. People are like, "Oh, congratulations!" Like, I didn't do anything. Like honestly, Ralphie's talent and Nick Prado and Hagen and Noah and all those guys. I was just there to kind of see, to be a witness of their journey. Like, did I coach them? Sure, I put them in the lineup, but who wouldn't put them in the lineup? Like, I wasn't that. I definitely didn't teach those kids how to hit. I'm proud of the fact that they're good people, and that's what I take a little responsibility for that. I take responsibility for how they are as a man, along with their parents, and I think the college, these guys moving on to college and moving on, like I'm proud of them. I'm proud of all the guys that are going to play college baseball. I'm proud of the guys who become dads after college. I'm proud of the guys who are good fathers and good husbands after they're all done. I'm proud when I get to go to a wedding and see how in love their wife is with them and how well they treat their wives. That's what it's all about for me. I love watching them play. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But the human side is more important to me.
Yeah, that next little layer of the onion at that point, which means more. And to me, and this is going to be, it might come off bad, but to me, I think of it this way. You're an institution in this place. I think it's because of the way you lead this squad, and you look at things from a different angle that maybe some coaches or even some people think, oh, it's about what happens on the field, the wins and losses. And when you get to the clubhouse and you leave home, it's, okay, see you later. We'll see you at practice at 5 o'clock on Tuesday, whatever the case may be. So for me as a broadcaster, and I could say this very clearly to you at home, is this is a real one right here. No doubt about it. I can say it 100%. Any minor league, professional organization that I've been around, high school, Benji Medure and this coaching staff is legitimate out of anybody I've worked with. So I always got to put that out. I tell you that all the time. I appreciate that. So, of course, I got to say it again. Why not? If I have the truth, I got to say it. But before we wrap things up here on the Oilers Roundup, as we get ready for the 2024 season, opening day, Saturday, February the 10th, 3 o'clock game now against Notre Dame Knights from Sherman Oaks at J. Sarah. It's the PBR tournament. The rest of the games, pending weather, should be at Great Park in Irvine. Love that facility. And we're approaching the year mark that I started broadcasting here for Huntington Beach. So, going to find those winning ways here, even if it's, sprinkly and rainy here in Huntington Beach and Mother Nature wants to do her thing. Before we go, I got to have a little fun. You know me, I got to have fun. I got to be serious, but we got to have fun because the season's here. Baseball's upon us here in Southern California. Morning of the game, February 10th. You're driving to Starbucks. I know this answer sort of, unless something's changed in the last couple of months that I don't know about. What's the order you're telling the Starbucks people?
Large Americano with a little bit of cream. It's got to look like caramel. That's what I do. That's what I say. And then if it doesn't look like caramel, I got to go back and get a little more cream in it. I'm sorry. That's just the way it's got to be. It's too bitter. I can't do it. I'm trying to drink less coffee. I've been cold plunging. I will tell everybody at home, we have a cold plunge. And I've been cold plunging every day, so I'm trying to get healthy. And so coffee isn't the most healthy, but it's hard to stop drinking coffee. So that'll be my order, and I'm gonna love every sip of it. It's gonna put a smile on my face when I drink it. So that's gonna be the order. Right there.
So the order hasn't changed.
No,
the order hasn't changed. You keep, again, if it's working, don't fix it.
No, I'm not gonna change that. I don't need any two pumps of vanilla or chai or anything like that.
Fancy looking frappuccinos or anything.
Sorry, I want espresso, water, and cream. That's all I need.
There you go. The simple life right here for Benji Medure. What is, when you walk out on the field, what's the one song you want playing to get everybody riled up to know Benji Medure is here and this season is here? Because I remember last year, you and I believe it was Aiden Espinoza were the music gurus on the squad.
Right. and he would just point to the sound system and make me guess who was the lead singer. He was good at it.
He was very good. I was impressed.
He knows so much music, which is crazy. And his brother now does the same. Otto does it.
Keeping the song.
Okay, so our song, I don't know if you guys know this, our song that we play pregame is Can't Stop by Red Hot Chili Peppers, but it's a live version, and it has like an intro to it. It's called Intro Can't Stop. Live at Hyde Park is why, if you guys want to Google it. And that has been our pregame song for 24 years. The same song, 24 years. So I wouldn't change that for the world. That would be the same song. That song fires our alumni up. It fires our players up. So that would be the song right there. But I know what the boys would say. Something by Drake. Anything by Drake. And I always ask, is this Drake? Every rap, is this Drake? It just sounds like someone who's just like talking the whole time. But Can't Stop by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And I think after being here at the high school level for 24 years, you're used to I'm not saying you're going to the next Drake concert, but you're just like, okay, here's the youth of America just shining upon me at this point.
Yes, and I'll walk in the clubhouse and please turn that off. I can't take the same drum machine. And so all the songs sound the same these days.
Yeah.
And I try to tell them no one's going to remember Drake in 20 years, but everybody's going to remember the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So just remember that.
Welcome to the Benji Medure TED Talk here on music. You never know what you're going to get here on the Oilers Roundup.
Here's what a Drake song says. It's the same. It's and then he starts talking. It's the same song every single time. So, no thanks.
Again, I tell you, this is the best. I'm sorry. Nobody can compare to this man right here. I love it.
These guys are going to be mad at me.
I love it. I can't wait for this. If Huntington Beach players, varsity, JV, freshmen, tell them what you think. Give them your honest opinion at this point.
You don't want to hear what I think.
Gosh, but before we go, we could talk all day, but before we go, what is, looking at 2024 as a whole, by the way, Happy New Year, even though we're in February now, everybody, what's the timeline on saying Happy New Year?
Right.
When you look back, when we get to the end of the season, regardless holding up a trophy or not, you said CIF playoffs is the goal to get there and just be in the dance.
Right.
What do you want to look back on, not just for this 2024 senior class, but everybody involved in Huntington Beach Oilers baseball this year? What is the one thing you want them to take away from this entire experience?
I want them to take away that when you work together on something and you put aside your individual goals and you put someone in front of you and you build them up and you build everybody up around you, how much positive energy that brings back to you individually. Caring about other people and helping other people is what the ultimate goal is for everybody on this earth. That's what it should be. So if we can do that as a team, then I've accomplished my goal as a coach.
I love it. This is why I keep coming back to Huntington Beach. Year 2 for me, first year for me out of the 2 that I got to have a full off season, see you guys in the summer, winter, media day / team picture day here. The whole experience is coming here, folks. Huntington Beach is ready to go. Opening day, February 10th, 3:00 now at J. Sarah High School against Notre Dame Knights from Sherman Oaks, California. The third installment over the last 3 years. Let's go get revenge. Let's go play well. At the end of the day, for me as a broadcaster, let's go get a dub. I tell you that every time we see it, I'm like, go get the dub today.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Absolutely. Benji, thank you so much for taking the time. And looking forward to more interviews throughout the season. Again, I did not pay him to tell me that I'm cool. I just got that. I'm happy.
I will pay you after this, though.
Oh, thank you. Maybe in an Americano, right?
Exactly.
Just cream, espresso, and water.
Caramel color.
And caramel color.
That's right.
That's all you can do here at Huntington Beach.
Exactly.
All right. Until the next time, folks, this is Benji Medure. I'm the voice of the Oilers, Dominick Lorenz. This is the Oilers Roundup.